from Target Field in Minneapolis. Today, the finale of this three-game weekend set. It's the Los Angeles Angels taking on the Minnesota Twins. John Shelby, Chris Singleton with you. And this is the rubber match, Siggy.
And these games can really shape your season, dude. You always want to come through when you have a chance to win a series. That'll boost confidence amongst the entire organization.
First pitch coming your way next. And towing the slab, Pablo Lopez. But Chris, he hasn't exactly been stellar here on his home mound.
Well, I'll say this. Every player wants to perform well at their home ballpark, in front of their fans, in front of the city. And you know this guy no different. He wants to be more effective here. So, you look at the numbers. They haven't been great at home. I'm sure he wants to turn that around, and we'll see if he's able to start that in this one.
Just about ready to roll. Nolan Schanuel digs in now. Oh. And today is draft day, singing an exciting day in terms of the future of the sport and the future of these teams. It's also changed a lot in terms of the... Oh, this one high and deep, way back there. See you later. The first batter of the game leaves the yard. The Angels on the board first. It's 1-0.
You can't ask for a better start than hitting a home run in your first at bat to give your team the lead. Well, you got to love a game that brings some action from the jump. And at the plate, he was looking for a pitch to absolutely drive. And, leadoff hitters aren't up there anymore just working the count, trying to get on. They're looking to make some noise and do some damage.
Here's Trout. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit.
Everything came together for him. He wasn't able to elevate it, but he put a great swing on it. Right on time, good balanced approach, and just blasted it through the infield.
Man at first. Now, Josh drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. Bangs off the wall. Here comes Trout flying around third. The relay throw. Safe. And they take a 2-run lead.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of the struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, but all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Now batting Joe Adell. Man at second. Line drive, that's a base hit. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners. Nobody out.
That is good. The shortstop.
And now the shortstop, Zach Neto. Swing and a pop-up. One down.
That is good.
All right, let's take a look at the Angels lineup. They're facing a guy today who is a strike thrower. Doesn't issue a lot of walks, so they're going to have to work hard to generate base runners.
And when you've got a strike thrower like this guy on the mound, you can't be overly patient as a hitter because the umpire is generally going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So you got to go up there, understand what's in his repertoire, be aggressive in what you can handle. And you get 3 swings, why not take it?
Now this ball is well hit. This one's got a chance. Can't get there. 1 run will score. And in at second with an RBI double.
Well done. Drives in the run. This was a really nice swing. Didn't quite get enough behind it to get it out of here, but once it got over his head in left field, it was extra bases all the way.
So 2 in scoring position with 1 out. Logan O'Hoppe will hit next. Base hit. 1 run is in. Throw comes in and holds the runner at third. They're at the corners now with still only 1 away.
Here's the ball. It's hit right back up the middle. Clearly a base hit. I mean, that's one of those where you're expecting the guy from second to score.
Here's Adam Frazier. That's a base hit. Run scores.
Comes through with the RBI. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Derek Shelton out of the dugout, and he will make the move. Pablo Lopez is done, and this is one he'd like to forget. Back with a new arm after this.
Now pitching for the
Sammy
Twins,
Matthews
number
taking over on the
52.
mound.
Well, he's been hit pretty hard at times this season, as you see with the big ERA. So this is an important outing for him to get on the right track.
First and second, one out. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Throw back in, holds the runner at third. Base is now loaded.
Up
Only
next to
one
the
away.
Angels, the first baseman, Nolan.
And here's the first baseman, Nolan Shotwell. And he has a chance to homer for the second time this inning.
I'm sure it never crossed his mind that he'd get another chance to do that again in this inning, but here we are. Let's see if he can pull it off.
2-1 now. Popped in the air, left field. And there are 2 outs.
Up next to the Angels, the center fielder, number 27.
All loaded up. Now Trout gets a chance to hit. All loaded up. Dangerous hitter at the plate. And that's ripped for a base hit. 1 run is in. Now a second crosses the plate. It's 7-0.
Picks himself up a couple of ribbies. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
Josh Lowe, the next to hit for the Angels. 2 on, 2 outs. Late that time, it's strike 2. The 1-2. Up the middle, dives, but it kicks off his glove. He never gets off a throw. Everyone's safe, and a run comes in to score. Hello. 2 aboard, 2 outs. Here's Joe Adele.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Two balls and a strike. Here it comes. High fly ball, right field. And that is that. So they bat around and score 8 times to take the lead. On to the bottom of the first. It's the Angels 8 and the Twins nothing. This is Twins baseball on the show North. Back at Target Field and getting a start for the Angels, Grayson Rodriguez. What should we keep an eye on here?
With the height, the release point creates a lot of tilt on his pitches. So coming into the zone, really hard for the hitters to get on plane. Makes it very difficult for the hitters to guess.
Hauls it in, 1 away.
Batting second.
And now we take a peek at the Twins lineup. And one to watch, of course, their 3-hole hitter, Byron Buxton.
Yeah, definitely someone I always enjoy, when I get a chance to watch him, whether he's hitting in a game or even taking swings during batting practice. Man, this guy is always so focused on what he's doing on that task at hand. He's got so much attention to detail that when he steps in the box, his success rate is really high.
Low on his way over. And there's 2 away.
Batting third, the center fielder, number 25.
Here's Byron Buxton.
All around, I think if you asked anyone in this organization who's the best hitter in the lineup, they would say him.
And a strike on the outside edge. Got him swinging. Down go the Twins in order. And they're on the short end of an 8-0 score. Top of the second. So in now for the Angels, Zach Neto. Back to the mound. He's got it. The throw to first, and quickly one away in the second.
Up next for the Angels, the third baseman, Yoan Moncada.
Here comes Yoan Moncada. Here's a 1-1. Base knock center field. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Up next for the Angels, the catcher, number 14.
Logan O'Hoppe now at the plate. Up the middle. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. To first, and he beats it. Everyone's safe.
Up next for the Angels, the second baseman, Adam.
2 aboard with 1 out. Adam Frazier, the next to hit for the Angels. The 1-2. That one to first. Clemens. To second, that's one. What a double play that was. Inning over. Down to the bottom of the second. It's the Angels 8 and the Twins nothing. You're watching Minnesota Twins baseball on the Show North. Bottom of the second. And now for the Twins, Matt Wallner. Wallner matched a homer in his last game. Swing and a ground ball. Neto whips it to first on the run, but he beats it out. And the leadoff man is on with an infield single. Singy, it looked like he might have beat it in real time, but that play was really close, so they want to take another look.
Yeah, this is a tough decision to make, Boog, and it feels like it could go either way, but it might be worth a challenge if there's any doubt at all.
Man at first, nobody out. Cody Clemens, the next Twin up to hit. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Really tight bite on that slider and just couldn't get the barrel to it out front. You've got to try to pull those hands tight to the body to get it through. And I'm thinking he probably wanted that pitch to end up even more inside to keep it out of the danger zone. But it had enough late break and deception to get the job done.
1 out man at first. So up next for Minnesota, Royce Lewis. The 1-2. Fights it off. He'll see another. Here's a 1-2. And that just misses. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts. So they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him in the scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs 1 more out.
Ball in.
Sliced hard but foul. Wallner, the runner at first with 2 gone. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Went back to the fastball and it was effective. It's the Angels 8 and the Twins nothing.
With you ain't nobody realer. 7-figure, father-figure, laughing to the bank like laughing to the bank like.
Back in Minnesota, they put themselves out in front with a nice display at the plate. Take a look at the spray chart for where their hits have landed.
Yeah, it looks like they've been spreading it out pretty well in this one, Boog. Spraying the ball all over the yard. Good team effort at the dish. You know, these Angels doing a good job of simply getting the bat on the ball in this game, and the numbers back that up. They're hitting everything thrown at them. Their contact rate is in the low 90s. It's like they know what's coming, and that's just pretty ridiculous what they're doing right now. Those numbers are well above the Major League average.
Leadoff hitter gone in the third.
Shanuel.
And now the first baseman, Nolan Shanuel. The 1-1. Right side. K. Fires to first. First two batters retired here in the top of the third.
The center fielder, number 27, Mike Trout.
2 down, bases empty. And now batting, Mike Trout. Trout with some impressive production lately. And a big swing and a miss. Nobody in his team has scored more runs than he has this season, Singy. Tap back to the mound. Gets it to first. Angels retired 1-2-3. It's the Angels 8 and the Twins nothing. Back in target field. Now it's the Twins DH, Josh Bell.
This is one of those times when you want to be aggressive. Go ahead and pitch to contact. Let the defense work behind you. You've got a nice, comfortable lead. Don't try to be too fine.
Hammered down the right side, but foul. Now all even up. Make it 4 strikeouts in a row. Just cruising along.
Got him out on the front foot. Couldn't keep the hands back long enough and played right into the hands of the pitcher.
At the plate, Brooks Lee. In the air, left field, down the line, and that's a foul ball. The 1-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Another 1-2. And they'll do it again. Another one. That's 5 straight strikeouts.
With that kind of velocity and elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
So digging in, Luke Hay. In the air, left field. Caught! And he made a great effort on that one.
Oh, you're holding your breath on that one. Sometimes you get caught in between. He stumbled a little bit, but kept his concentration. Nice catch to end the inning.
Welcome back to this rubber match. A bit of a blowout at this point, but plenty of game left.
Comeback story on tap. Everyone loves some drama down the stretch. You win this one, you leave the park feeling like you accomplished something special.
And he boots it. Still able to fire over, and they get it. The misplay made it a bit messy, but they cleaned things up for the out.
Joe Adele.
So now the Angel cleanup hitter, Joe Adele. Here's a 1-1. That one hammered center field. That's back there. Onto the patio and gone. See you later. He'll circle the bases. Home run number 15 on the year. And they add a run. It's 9-0.
Maybe he's starting to break out of this mini slump. That's the type of swing that makes you think good things are coming his way. That one was a hanger, and pitchers typically don't get away with making a mistake like that. And right there, he made him pay.
1 down. Now it's going to be Zach Neto. The 1-1. That's ripped into the outfield. And that's got extra bases written all over it. Safely into second. He's got a double.
Up next to the Angels, the third baseman.
And now Yohan Moncada. Man at second. Tapper back to the mound. Throws to first in time. And 2 away now.
Up next for the Angels, the catcher, number 14, Logan.
Next to hit, Logan O'Hoppe. Fights that one away, still 1-2. 2 outs and a runner at third. Top half of inning number 4. Base hit and a run in to score. It's not often someone hits a baseball this hard. It's worthy of the StatCast treatment, Singy.
Well, I was anxious to see what that exit velo would be, and wow, 116 miles per hour. StatCast absolutely lives for these moments. You know, it's so cool to get that kind of data back almost instantly.
Left field, and that'll do it. And midway in the 4th, it's the Angels 10 and the Twins nothing. This is Twins baseball on the show North. Welcome back. Let's check out what's been happening of late. Really been playing well. 1-1 now. Just missed.
Well, every pitcher wants a run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some pitchers. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse. Go after hitters and get quick outs.
The pitch timer expired before he started his windup, so that's a ball. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Picks up strikeout number 7. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. So Buxton gets a chance to hit now. Byron Buxton, former 2nd overall pick back in 2012, right after Carlos Correa became the first pick in that draft. The Twins with a lot of ground to make up. We're here at the bottom of the 4th. Next offering in there for a strike. 2-2. Shoots a line drive single into right center. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Up next for the Twins.
Dominant performance for him today, Boone. Just 2 hits allowed so far, no runs across either, and he's had an answer for just about every hitter he's faced. So I don't think this hit is going to knock him off his stride too much.
Here goes the runner. Cut on and miss. Throw, save. That's a stolen base.
You don't usually see teams try to claw back into games by being aggressive on the base pass like this, but it's...
Runner goes again. Swing and a miss. Throw to third. Save. Digging in, Cody Clemens. And there's a foul ball. A little bit low.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And a foul ball, he stays alive. Got him swinging. He chased the changeup. Inning over. 1 left for Minnesota. They're down 10-0. We're back, and there's a new arm on the mound to start the 5th. David Vesta.
He doesn't get a lot of strikeouts compared to other relievers, so he relies on getting that soft contact and the defense doing work behind him. They'll have to be on their toes with him on the bump. You know, these Angels, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. They have 5 extra base hits on the stick.
Oh, now this is blasted. Way back there. On its way. Gone. Jorge Soler goes deep. His 7th home run of the season. And they add to their lead.
He hasn't been at his best at the plate these last few games, so this could end up being an important home run for him. Maybe it's a sign of more to come. Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch. Absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
Nolan Schanuel, the next to hit. And that one hammered. That's back there. And it bangs off the out-of-town scoreboard into second, and he's got a double.
2 hits for him in this one, both for extra bases. Got to feel good about that. Anytime you smoke a ball off the wall, you kind of think about what it could have been, but obviously you have to be happy with that result.
So, man aboard. Here's Mike Trout. The count 2-1. This one in the air, right field. And a foul ball.
The real threats are coming up. Already given up a home run in this inning. It's going to really have to bear down.
Popped up. And there's one away.
Good hard fastball up in the zone right there. They look really good coming in, but so hard to get on top of as a hitter.
So now with one away and a man at second, Josh Lowe getting ready to hit. Comes up empty. That's strike 2. Cut on and miss. Struck him out. That's out number 2.
Typically that high fastball, if it's close to the top of the strike zone, a hitter, if he's prepared for it, can get to it. But that one just had that little jump at the end, which indicates there's a good spin rate on it, and it didn't decrease in velocity as that hitter's internal clock would expect it to, and that's why you see the swing and miss.
And his hot hitting continues.
They kept him in the yard that time, but all he's doing now is passing the baton, and everything seems to get started around this guy.
Runner at first with 2 away. Here's the shortstop at the plate. Zach Neto on a line out towards center. That is that. Last half of the 5th coming up. It's the Angels 12 and the Twins nothing. You're watching Minnesota Twins baseball on the show North. Back here at the ballpark, let's check out the latest news from around the league.
Self-motivation is a virtue, and the lack of that can truly hurt you. It takes us to save us. The money ain't never changed us. We gon' do what we major. Gotta grind till it take on your name.
In the air, right field. One up, one down.
Up next for the Twins, the catcher,
Ryan Jeffers at the plate. The Twins with a lot of ground to make up. Last half of inning number 5. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Tosses to first. Home half of the 5th inning moving along. 2 quick outs.
Up next for the Twins, the designated
Josh
hitter,
Bell at the plate now.
He's got pop, which is a little sneaky because he's so comfortable with taking his base hits to the opposite field. But he can jump you if you make a mistake.
He swings and hits a fly ball. Center field. Brings it in with a nice running grab. That is the inning. He continues to roll on the mound as 5 shutout innings are in the books. It's the Angels 12 and the Twins nothing. Welcome back. A few highlights to help tell the story of the game.
You are looking at a car. Went to A&D, man, P, the rest history, you know we took it mad far. Rap duel, travel the world like responsibility instead of passing blame. Anything less lame. Sit your $5 down for it, make change. Got something.
So up next,
Leading
Yoan
off for the Angels,
Moncada.
the third baseman, Yoan Moncada.
That's in there. 3-2 now. His home run numbers stand out, Chris. Nobody has hit more in his team. Gets a piece and stays alive. 3-2. That one misses.
Oh, boy, that's tough.
So a leadoff walk.
Almost a coin flip for the umpire in that call, but most umpires just don't want to give pitchers a break up in the zone like that.
Logan O'Hoppe, the next to hit for the Angels. Here's a 1-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. 1-2 now.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
On the ground, a second, might be two. There's one. Plenty of time at first. That's a double play.
He's so good at coming across the bag and snagging it with the bare hand to throw. I like the flair that he brings day in and day out.
Base is empty after the double play. Adam Frazier will hit next. Swing and a miss, and that's strike two. Battling here as he fouls it away. 2 down, nobody on. In the air out to center, and that'll fall for a base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Still able to come through behind in the count right there. When you flare a ball out behind second base, it's really a tough spot for anyone to get to, and you're never trying to do that as a hitter, but when you do, I tell you what, you're yelling at it.
Brings it in, and that is that. Angels lead one, but they lead it by a count of 12-0. This one isn't exactly close, Chris. Let's go off script for a moment.
I'm game.
Were we on script?
Never.
Singy, were you superstitious as a player?
I'd say a little bit, and I wouldn't want to admit it, but I think, you know, you have a good game the next day. You're maybe thinking a little bit when you're putting your spikes on. Which one did I put on first? What did I eat? You know, let me just bring that back into today.
So you weren't superstitious, you were a little stitious.
Yes, I was medium stitious.
The Angels up big in this one here in the bottom of the 6th. Short hop liner handled it short to first. That's 6 straight set down.
Up next for the Twins, the left fielder, number 9, Trevor.
Here's Trevor Larnach. This one in the air center field. Trout settles under this one, and that's the 3rd out. Make it 6 shutout innings for him out there now. This is Twins baseball on the Show North. We go to the top of the 7th. Now it's the Angels leadoff man, Nolan Shotwell. Ball to strike. That one fouled off. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Oh, look at the stop. Fires to first. In the dirt. Great pick. Got him. What a play.
Good stretch there to make the play. It looks like someone added a little yoga to their daily routine, if you ask me.
So digging in, Mike Trout. And it's fouled away. The 1-2. Got him looking, and he didn't like the call. He'll challenge, thought that was a ball.
Oh, you know that's got to be very frustrating for this guy. He knows the strike zone extremely well. And you know what? Good hitters are not going to compromise. He'll take that punch out, but ultimately stick with his plan and have more success than anything else.
No question about this one. It's out of here. His 17th of the year, and they boost their lead. That's their 4th home run of the game.
They can't stop, and they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boog. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dish. They thought he could blow a high fastball by him, but he was ready for it. Look at how quickly he jumped on that pitch.
One down. And next for the Angels, Josh Lowe. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Up next for the Angels, the right fielder,
Joe Adell, the next to hit for the Angels.
Ball, that's down.
Foul ball there.
You could see he was trying to stay back long enough to handle the off-speed pitch, but just a little tardy on the fastball.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball. On the ground to third, but it kicks foul. Misses off the inside, and the count's full. Stays alive. 9th pitch of the at-bat due next. So a walk puts runners at first and second.
Man, that's a tough one to take on the full count, but I guess he saw it really well. It's a really nice plate appearance.
Right through there for a strike.
A 1-2 count, all he's seen is fastballs. You've got to expect something off speed. Stay back.
And down on strikes. And there's 2 down.
Well, I'm not sure what he was waiting on right there. He got the changeup and still late on it. You rarely see that. It almost makes you think that he was trying to set the pitcher up. I mean, if you can't catch up to the off-speed stuff.
Zips it to first. They limit the damage here. Angels do get one, however, on the Mike Trout home run. Midway in inning number 7, and it's time to stretch. You're watching Minnesota Twins baseball on the Show North. We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Kirby Yates. He pitched yesterday, and we'll see him once again. Here's the center fielder, Byron Buxton. Gets him to chase after that one.
Well, and those hitters count sometimes can be a little too aggressive, and a good pitcher will play off of that. He's got to get a better pitch to hit.
Got him. 1 out.
Up next.
And next will be the cleanup hitter, Matt Wallner. The Halos up big in this one. Here, the bottom of the 7th. Nice grab. Nicely done for the out.
Up next for the Twins, the first baseman, number 2, Cody.
And next for Minnesota, Cody Clemens. Yates, multi-time All-Star. He features a 4-seam fastball, a splitter, and he works in a slider. 2 down, nobody on. Gets under it and pops it up. Neto under this one. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. Twins retired in short order. Still looking up at a 13-0 score. We're at the top of the 8th. Here's the Angels catcher, Logan O'Hoppe. The 2-1. That clips the inside corner for a strike. O'Hoppe wants another look at the called strike. It's a challenge, and they don't come much closer, but it was a ball. They'll keep both their challenges. Foul ball. And a payoff pitch. Drilled out towards left center field. That one's back. Gone way up into the upper deck. His 11th of the year, and they add on. That's their 5th homer of the game.
Man, they're all getting into the action. It's starting to feel like a home run derby up here. Knew what pitch he wanted to hit, spit on some other pitches in this at bat, was very patient, and it paid off.
Here's the second baseman, Adam Frazier. In the air, left field. And it gets by him. Bounces over the wall in foul ground. It's an automatic double.
This sport can be such a game of inches as we see it right there. Extended and just out of his reach. Had a bad read and a bad jump, and I think that's what cost him. It turned into extra bases.
So man aboard. Now it's the DH for the Angels, Jorge Soler. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Got it, swinging for the strikeout. And that's 4 strikeouts. Now the number 2 hitter, Mike Trout. Runner at second, 2 down, and we're in the top of the 8th. Just missed. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Up next for the Angels, the left fielder, number 3.
Josh Lowe, the next to hit for the Angels. Got him swinging for the strikeout. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. Angels get one with a solo homer. Home half of inning number 8 straight ahead. This is Twins baseball on the Show North. On to the bottom of the 8th, and now for the Twins, Royce Lewis. Laser, could be extra bases. Around first and hustling for second. And the bottom of the 8th starts with a double.
Up next for the Twins, the catcher, Ryan.
Now the catcher up to hit, Ryan Jeffers. Man at second. Ground ball to the middle, that's a base hit. Lewis around third. Now a long throw home. He's safe, and they're on the board, but lots of ground to make up. Here's Josh Bell. The 1-1. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. 1 away. One out, man at first. Now it's the shortstop, Brooks Lee. Popped up. Neto gets under it. 2 away now. Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Kirby Yates done for the afternoon. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound. New pitcher in the game for the Angels, Chase Silk.
Compared to some days, this is a pretty low leverage appearance for him, so he should be fairly free and easy out there. Still have to keep yourself sharp and attack the strike zone.
Back to the top of the order now.
15,
Luke Kay, the next twin up to hit.
Kay.
Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Fights it off. He'll see another. The Twins with a lot of ground to make up here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. That one almost got him.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Line drive. That's a hit. Throw in hopes the lead runner at second. 2 on now with 2 away. Here's the left fielder, Trevor Larnach. On the ground, Frazier. On to first, and that'll keep more runs from coming in. Inning over. 2 men left stranded, but they do push across 1. 9th inning coming up. The Angels out front here, 14-1. All set to start the 9th in this one. And now it's the Angels cleanup batter, Joe Adell. Derek Shelton out of the dugout, and he will make the move. David Festa departs, and the home run really bit him today as he exits on the hook for the loss. New arm coming on after the break.
Now pitching.
Coming out of the bullpen for the Twins, Justin Topa.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
Swing and a ball lined out towards center. 1 down. Zach Neto now at the plate. And a 1-1. Pulls that one foul. The Halos up big in this one here at the top of the 9th.
Ball, that's out.
Slashes this one, and it could be trouble. Now he'll turn for second. In safely. It's a double and his second hit.
Having a really nice game here. That's his second extra base hit. Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
Neto, the runner at second with 1 away. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 out.
They had him out in front, which isn't easy to do against a hitter like this, known for using the entire field. Just couldn't sit back long enough on that one.
1-2 now.
Ball, that's outside.
Got him. Outside pitch got the better of him that time. The Angels have the advantage, 14-1. Bottom 9. And now for the Twins, Byron Buxton.
Byron Buxton.
Nope, that's inside.
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit.
Up next for the Twins, the right fielder.
And at first, stepping in, Matt Wallner. That one catches the zone. 1-2. Wallner not happy about that called strike. Here's the challenge. And it's going to stay a strike. 1 challenge remaining for them now. This one in the air. And the first baseman makes the catch. So up next, Cody Clemens.
The first baseman, number 2, Cody Clemens.
Buxton on the run. Strike in there. No throw, safe at second.
Easy swipe to second right there with no throw down. It looks like they're very focused on this hitter at the plate. I'm not sure if that'll be defensive indifference or a stolen base, but here's a chance to drive in a run.
Next offering upstairs.
Ooh, I thought he'd bite right there.
Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. One out and a runner at second. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. This one in the air, center field. Trap under it. He's got it. Runner tags at second, and he's up to third safely with 2 gone. Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen.
Third baseman, Royce Lewis. Now pitching for
Brent Suter takes over on the mound.
Not having a lot of success against right-handed hitters. They've been hitting them around, so this next matchup might be tough for them.
They're down to their final strike. Hard liner. Should be extra bases. Here's Buxton to score. And it's 14-2.
Picks himself up an RBI. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
And now the Twins catcher, Ryan Jeffers. Rolled over to third. Moncada. Throw to first in time, and this one is over. And the Angels win the rubber match of this 3-game series.
Offensive explosion today for these players. They gave up a few runs, but they had more than enough firepower to turn this one into a blowout.
14-2 at the end of this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long.